about your mission as a special agent for the FBI.
You mean to protect and serve America?
Yes, I mean to protect and serve America by deterring and investigating serious crime. Now, would you agree that all FBI agents share this mission?
Yes.
But some FBI agents are special FBI agents. For example, you're a counter-espionage FBI agent.
Yes.
You have specialized training in counter-espionage.
Yes.
Advanced surveillance. Your mission, your specific mission as a counter-espionage FBI specialized agent is to identify American agents foreign spies on American soil.
That is true.
Your job is to identify them and prosecute them.
Yes.
And your ultimate goal is to neutralize these foreign agents who are on American soil.
Yes.
And you want to do that because you want security. And you're willing to do what it takes to protect American national security.
Yes.
Because when American national security is compromised, American lives are at stake.
Yes.
You told this jury when you were on direct about the role you served during and before the investigation of Ground Zero.
That is true.
Of 9/11. American lives were lost there.
Yes.
Is that correct? And your job in protecting America, as you said, and in neutralizing foreign agents on American soil is to protect American lives.
Yes.
For example, protect this American life. The President of the United States. That's the kind of guy you are.
Yes, sir. And even if I wasn't a special agent, I would protect that man with my life.
That's right. But as a special agent, it is your mission to neutralize foreign agents on American soil to protect this American life.
Yes, sir.
And very soon to protect this American life. Is that right, sir?
Some say.
And you took this mission on 8 years ago,
Yes.
and you haven't looked back.
No, sir. I'm proud of all the work that I've done.
You're proud of all the work you've done. In fact, you're proud of the work you do and how you do it.
Very proud.
All right. Let's talk about the specific duties you have as a specialized counter-espionage FBI agent.
Yes.
Your first duty when you became a specialized FBI counter-espionage agent was to be trained.
Yes.
You were coming from law school.
Yes.
You didn't know yet how to do your job.
I did not.
And you received
I
training.
knew how to be a lawyer.
I'm sorry?
I knew how to be a lawyer. I
You
just
knew
didn't
how
know
to
how
be a
to
lawyer.
take the next step.
You had to go higher.
Yes. Leave
Right.
that behind.
Leave
Climb the ladder.
Leave all that law behind and climb the ladder. Go higher, is that correct?
Yes.
And become more specialized. Specialized and focused on one goal, correct? And that is to neutralize foreign spies on American soil.
Yes.
And one of the things you were trained to do in order to accomplish this focused and very important task was you learned to write reports, correct?
Yes.
FBI reports.
Yes.
You learned to be complete in these reports.
I do my best.
You do your best to be complete.
Yes.
You do your best to be accurate.
Yes.
You do your best to be precise in these reports.
That is true.
Because you know that these reports are important in the ultimate mission of neutralizing foreign agents on American soil.
Yes.
In fact, you rely on your own reports on occasion, don't you?
I do. I use them to, if they're not complete at the outset, I use them to jog my memory.
You use your reports to jog your memory if they're not complete at the outset,
Yes.
correct? And one of the things you do, and we'll get to in a moment, is you're trained to be as complete as you can be.
Gosh, I do try, sir.
That's a fair statement.
Yes.
You try your hardest.
Yes.
Okay. Now, thank you. Now, she's calling out time. Now, in writing these reports, you're aware that you might rely on this report down the road.
Yes.
You have many, many cases.
I do.
You can't possibly remember every detail. And so
I don't know about that, sir.
you remember every detail?
I am blessed with a really good memory.
So years later, you might remember every detail of the report.
I haven't been challenged yet, but I don't forget a lot.
And
I never forget a criminal.
agent who will never forget a criminal. You remember every detail. And so that memory that you have of a detail of a criminal is available to you. So the moment of writing a report, whether it's by hand or typing, you can get detail right here. And you're able to put it down.
Not always. Right here.
And one of the reasons that you are taught to be FBI agents plugged into your memory.
Nope.
They cannot, like Spock on Star Trek, simply access your memory, can they?
And do a Vulcan mind meld?
They can't do that, right? So you put them in your report so they can read your report, right?
Not that I can reveal. I can tell you that we are doing some research.
Until that research is completed, your fellow agents cannot access your mind.
No, sir.
And in fact, prosecutors, judges, and juries might rely on your reports.
Yes, sir.
In a case like this one, correct?
Yes.
To determine what's true and what's not true.
That is true.
To determine what happened and what didn't happen. In order to investigate and identify a foreign agent,
Right.
not convict somebody who's wrongly accused of being a foreign
I
agent.
would never do that.
And in fact, sir, because your mission is national security oriented, your report might end up even in the president's desk. FBI Director Bob Mueller might read that report.
Yes.
The Attorney General might read that report.
Yes, sir.
The President might read that report.
I hope so.
If it were something really important, like let's say nuclear-related information, it might end up on the President's desk.
Yes.
So you take a report like that very seriously.
Very serious.
So let's turn to your training in advanced surveillance techniques, okay?
Okay.
Now, advanced surveillance means observing to gain information.
Yes.
And in the counter-espionage context, and you're a counter-espionage agent, right?
Yes.
That means making observations to gain information about foreign spies.
Yes.
That's what you're specifically trained in doing.
Yes.
Getting information, making observations to gain information about foreign spies.
Right.
And that's why you've learned how to be a surveillance specialist.
Yes.
That's why you've learned to observe and record important details in identifying foreign agents.
Best I can.
Any detail might be important.
Could be.
You never know which detail might make or break a case.
You don't know.
Because at the outset of an investigation, you simply don't know how it's going to end.
Sometimes you don't know at the beginning what's going to be important later on. And sometimes you wish later on you had included it early on. And you wish that early on you had not disincluded certain important information later on.
And what you're telling us right now, what you're telling this jury right now, is something you've learned through your training and experience.
Yes.
And because you learned it through your training and experience, you bring that to your writing of reports. So in writing of reports, you know that any detail might be the kind of detail that you should have there and that you might wish you put there later.
You wish.
For example, you might record something like somebody's height. 5'4", for example.
Yes.
That's pretty specific, right?
Yes.
Or 110 pounds, right?
That's specific.
That's very specific, isn't
Yes.
it? Not more or less, but 110 pounds.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
You're also trained on how to use surveillance vehicles,
Yes.
where to position them,
True.
where to position them to get the best vantage point,
Yes.
where to position them so you can make the best surveillance you can make.
That is correct.
And in fact, you are trained in using a special FBI information surveillance log form.
Oh, yes.
Is that the form?
There it is.
You recognize that form, right?
That's the official FBI form.
That's a form that was designed, was it not, and this you learned in your training, by a former Nazi psychologist. Is that correct?
Yes.
To maximize the recording of information,
Yes.
to maximize the recording of information without impeding your ability to collect more information.
Yes.
It is a specialized counter-espionage surveillance form that you have been trained in using. You know how to use it in a way to make it complete, correct?
I know how.
And you know how to make it accurate,
I do not.
and you know how to make it reliable.
Yes.
And when you're done with it, you know you put your signature on that,
Right at the bottom.
and that signature means that Pat O'Rourke vouches for the information on that form.
Yes, sir.
And then you hand it to your supervising agent, correct?
Yes.
And he's the first step, or she's the first step on the chain to the president, right?
Right?
And you hand it to that person and you say, here it is, you can sign off on it because I vouch for it.
Yes.
10.
And sometimes you use a diagram,
Sometimes I do.
because sometimes spatial information you can't really record on a form like this, right? So where space or movement is important, you go out of your way and you make a diagram
Yes.
to communicate specific information.
Yes, sir.
Now let's turn to the advanced surveillance you did in this case.
Yes.
You were assigned a specific mission,
Yes.
the mission of identifying a foreign spy.
Yes.
Now, you've been working on this case for 2 weeks approximately before the surveillance,
Right.
and you knew certain things at that point in time.
I did.
For example, you knew that this was a national security-related investigation.
I did know that.
We weren't talking about diplomatic information.
Nope.
We were talking about nuclear secrets,
Yes.
and we were talking about leaking these nuclear secrets to the Russians,
Yes.
our arch enemies.
Yes.
And we know that Russia, and you know this as a counter-espionage agent, has security leaks. The nuclear information from Russia can end up in the hands of God knows who, right?
Highest bidder.
I'm sorry?
The highest bidder.
The highest bidder, right?
Yes.
And Al-Qaeda might very well be that highest bidder.
Yes.
We would not want nuclear secrets in the hands of Al-Qaeda, would we? Now, you knew who the Russian agent was, correct?
Yes.
You knew that there was a leak.
I did.
The one thing you didn't know was the identity of that leak.
I did not know that.
Your entire mission was focused on identifying that person, that
Yes.
leak. That was your purpose and your goal and your duty and your mission to identify that leak.
Yes.
That's what you were out to do.
Yes.
And you were looking for any information you could find to identify that person.
Yes.
And because you knew that there might be a drop at a certain place at a certain time, you chose to rely on your advanced surveillance training.
Yes.
And you set up a surveillance
I did.
with your partner.
Yes.
And you could have chosen to have other people do parts of those shifts, correct?
Right.
But you and your partner were committed to this job,
Yes, sir.
and so you went above and beyond and you did 12-hour shifts.
Yes.
You were ready to go the distance to find this person who might be leaking nuclear secrets to our enemy,
Yes, sir.
because you wanted to save American lives.
Yes.
That's how committed you were
Yes.
to finding this person.
Yes.
And that's why you're doing the best possible job you could do.
Thank you.
That's why you positioned the car where you positioned it,
I did.
using your advanced surveillance vehicle positioning training.
Yes.
And that's why you brought the advanced counter-espionage surveillance log form.
Yes.
That's why you brought a ready diagram maker.
Yes.
And that's why you were fed, clothed, shaved, and rested when you started your 12-hour shift.
Yes.
Because you certainly wouldn't want to be missing any of those basic steps when you started that surveillance.
That's right.
Now, I was sitting here today and I listening to your direct testimony, and I want to make sure I got this right. I believe you told this jury today that you saw on the night of the surveillance an African-American woman with a short afro-style hairdo who weighed about 110 pounds, was 5'4" tall, and had her beard. Did I hear you right?
You did.
And I think I heard you say, and that you told this jury today, that the reason you were able to make those specific observations was that you actually got out of your car, walked north towards the phone booth, and took a position across from the phone booth, across the street.
Yes.
And I think I heard you say that the person who was in the phone booth, the leak, got out of the phone booth,
Yes.
crossed the street towards you,
Yes.
and then went south towards your car.
Yes.
Did I hear you correct?
I did say that earlier.
Did you? Did you say those things on direct testimony?
I did.
Agent O'Rourke, I want to take you back to the time you recorded information in your specialized advanced surveillance log. You had recorded, you were there to get identifying details,
Yes.
and you recorded those identifying details on the log. You're sitting in your well-positioned advanced surveillance vehicle.
Yes.
You were rested, shaved, well-fed.
Yes.
You knew what you were there to look for.
Yes.
You knew that the identity of this person was your mission.
Yes.
You knew that any detail could make or break the case.
Right.
And in fact, at the time you recorded that log, you knew you would have to sign that log,
Right.
that it would go to your supervisor,
Right.
that could end up aiding these folks in deciding what the truth is,
Yes, sir.
and might end up on the president's desk.
Yes, sir.
Agent O'Rourke, fair to say that at the time you wrote that report, you did not include the fact that the woman was African American.
At the time of writing?
Correct.
No, I didn't.
You didn't include the race of the woman.
I didn't include it.
You did not include it.
I didn't include it.
That would be an identifying detail, wouldn't it?
On paper, yeah.
You didn't include the hairstyle of the woman.
No,
That would be an identifying detail.
it would.
You didn't include the fact that she wore glasses.
I didn't add that detail, no.
That would be an identifying detail.
Yes, sir.
You didn't add the fact that she wore earrings.
Nope.
That would be an identifying detail.
Yes.
You didn't add the detail that they were hoop earrings.
No.
That would be an identifying detail.
Yeah.
None of those identifying details were in your report.
You're ignoring all the identifying details I included.
None of those identifying details were in your report.
Not those.
Not the ones I just listed.
No.
Not a single one.
No.
And in your report, you do not specify that you exited your vehicle,
But it specified.
that you got out of your car.
What?
In your report, there is no indication at all that you got out of your car.
Not in the report.
There's no indication you got out of your car and walked towards the phone booth.
I said it on direct.
You said it today on your record.
Yes.
In your report, there's no indication that you got out of your car and walked towards the phone booth. There's no indication that you got out of your car and walked towards the phone booth, and that that's what gave you the vantage point to see this person.
Yes.
No indication at all, am I correct?
You're correct.
And in fact, in your report, you indicate that the person who was the leak left the phone booth and went further north, correct?
Yes.
Today, you told this jury that that person exited the phone booth, crossed the street, and went south.
Yes.
In the report, it says left the phone booth and went north,
Right.
north away from you.
Yes.
Today, you tell this jury she crossed the street towards you and went south towards you.
But I left out a portion where she looped around.
Let me ask you again. In the report, you specify that she left the phone booth and went north away from you, correct?
Yes.
And today you tell this jury she left the phone booth, walked towards you, and south towards you.
Yes. Exactly what I'm saying.
Now, I see the judge glaring at me, so I'm going to skip over this part of it. Now, do you recognize this photograph?
Oh, yes.
You saw this photograph on November 14th, correct?
Yes.
The early hours of November 14th.
Yes.
Let me see if I understand the context in which you saw this photograph. It was shown to you by the head of security of General Dynamics,
Yes.
Stephen Caitman,
That's him.
And he showed you because he felt that this person was a suspect.
Right.
And he showed you that photograph.
Yes.
Now, at the time you saw this photograph, you had already seen a suspect in a phone booth walk away from you.
Right.
You had not arrested that person.
Nope.
That person was gone.
Right.
The information you had recorded in your log was simply 5'4", 110 pounds, tan leather coat.
Yes.
That would fit thousands of people, correct?
Could.
When you saw this photograph, you knew that this photograph fits one person.
Yes.
And it is after seeing this photograph, which shows, for the record, a African-American woman with a short afro hairstyle, glasses, hoop earrings, approximately 5'4" and 110 pounds. It's after you saw this photograph that you came to court and told the jury what you told them today.
That's very coincidental.
And you saw that photograph on November 14th.
Yes.
Now, your mission is to protect by investigating. Protect America by investigating.
Yes.
Investigating doesn't mean charging the wrong person. In fact, charging the wrong person could end up letting the real foreign spy slip away. You wouldn't want some spy to slip away, correct? Charging the wrong person might mean letting a foreign spy slip away and compromise national security. And compromising national security, a foreign agent slipping through your fingers and compromising national security wouldn't be good for your career. And it certainly wouldn't be good for American lives.
Right.
It might result in a catastrophe for American life.
Good.
And sir, a catastrophe for American lives could be something like this. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
That's 9/11, correct?
Yes.
You served at 9/11.
I did.
You don't want another 9/11 to occur. Is that correct, sir?
I do not.
And your colleagues in the FBI certainly don't want a foreign agent to slip by and create another 9/11.
Good.
Convicting the wrong person means letting the real spy go free, doesn't it?
Good.
Thank you, sir. No further questions.
That's what happens when you zip up on a microphone.
My name's Michael Kennedy. I try cases in Nevada. We're going to do the Adams case here. I represent Sally Sanders, and we've got Ms. Leslie Adams on the stage. Ms. Adams, I'm a visual person, and I think probably a lot of you jurors are the same way. So with your permission, I want to ask you some questions using these 4 chairs. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right. if we assume that this chair represents north, that chair would be south, that chair over there would be west and east. If I sit here and simply move from north to south, my movement is from north to south, right?
Right,
Southbound.
right,
If I sit over here next to you, with your permission, and I'm sitting west, and if I move over to this chair, I move from west to east, right?
yes,
And I've moved eastbound, right?
that's correct.
And that is how we determine movement, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, with your permission, if you look up on the board, I've got a simple diagram up there, which is an intersection with north at the top. So if a car were to move from the north to the south, that's southbound again, right?
Yes,
And if a car is traveling that way, that's southbound traffic, right?
correct.
Okay, and as the jury, as you all know, if a car is traveling over here, it moves from the west to the east. Eastbound traffic, right?
Yes,
Now, you work at the Juniper Cotton Factory, right?
that's right.
And you've worked there for some time.
Yes,
You're now a supervisor
yes, I am.
of the factory line.
Right,
As a supervisor, you prepare reports,
I do.
receive reports,
Yes,
rely on reports,
yes,
make decisions about things that are important there based upon reports.
at times, yes.
And those reports are something that you're familiar with in your work.
Yes,
And those reports, for you as a supervisor, need to be complete.
yes,
You want them to be accurate.
Yep.
You want them to be truthful.
of course,
You want them to be precise.
as much as possible.
And you've learned through your job that that's important, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Part of your job is to make statements, right?
yes, in certain cases, yes.
And receive statements.
Right, at times.
When you're making a statement, you know from your job, because you're a supervisor and you've worked hard to get to that job, that you want to be complete, right?
Right,
You want to be accurate.
yes,
You want to be truthful.
absolutely.
You want to be precise.
Yes,
You want to include everything that's important for whatever is to be decided, right?
that's right.
And this is true when you receive reports, because you have to rely on them, correct?
I do.
People who work above you rely on them, right?
Yes,
It may make a decision as to whether someone has a job, right?
I could, yeah.
Whether somebody's to be fired,
Yes,
whether somebody's to be promoted,
yeah,
whether somebody is going to receive a pay increase,
that's right.
whether somebody's going to be able to have something more in their life, right?
Maybe, I mean, yes, as far as work goes, yes.
Okay. And in terms of those statements, sometimes you have to investigate accidents that occur,
Right,
and you have to take statements
that's right.
from the people who see things, right?
Right,
And you take those statements from those individuals, you've learned that in taking them, you want to get everything down that is precise, right?
yes,
If you don't, then it can be imprecise, inaccurate, and the decision is flawed, right?
that's right.
You want it to be complete,
Yeah.
you want it to be truthful,
Mhm.
and you want it to be thorough.
Sure,
In investigating, you want to get it right.
right,
And when you're taking those statements, before you put your name on your own statement, you've learned to make certain that it's complete, right?
as much as I have the information.
If it's based on your information as complete as the information that you have, right?
Right.
So if somebody's giving you a statement, you've learned to get their words, right?
Yes.
If you're giving a statement, you've learned to make certain that they use your words, right?
Yes.
And that you've learned to be complete,
Yes.
accurate,
Right.
truthful.
Of course.
Now, roughly about a year ago, my investigator, Mr. Hoffman, gave you a call and identified himself as working for me. Do you remember that?
I do.
And he identified the fact that we represented Ms. Sanders. Do you remember that?
I do.
Okay. And when you received the call, you knew that it was going to be about the events of the day that you witnessed that we're all here about, right?
Yes.
Now, he asked you what would be most convenient for you, because he wanted to speak with you, right?
That's correct.
And you knew that you were a witness to those events, right?
Yes.
And so he said, what works best for you? And you decided, the both of you agreed to meet at your home.
Right.
You set up a date and time,
Uh-huh.
all right? And he came out and he met you at your home at that date and time, right?
He did.
He came into your home.
Right.
He sat down with you.
He did.
He gave you an opportunity to collect your thoughts.
Yeah.
You had witnessed something that was very, very troubling, right?
Yeah.
Someone had actually died.
That's right.
And so he gave you all the time you needed to collect your thoughts and to begin to tell what happened.
Yeah. That's what I saw. Yeah.
And he allowed you the time to give your words, right? And
Yeah.
just like at the training that you had at work, you gave him your words, right?
I told him what I saw. Yeah.
And you told him what you saw, and what you saw, you told him everything that you saw, it was complete, right?
Yeah.
It was accurate,
Right.
it was thorough,
Yes.
and it was important.
Yeah.
And after you did that, you were able to see what was written out, correct?
OS.
And you were able to use those same skills that we talked about at work. You were able to read what was written down, because you wanted to make certain it was your words, right?
Yes.
That it was complete as to everything that you saw.
Right.
It was accurate as to every detail that you saw.
That's right.
It was thorough as to every detail that you saw.
Yeah. I mean, I missed something, but I was looking. Yes.
And you wanted to do that because the whole reason that Mr. Hoffman was talking to you is so that these jurors, by what you gave, could be at the scene and see what you saw. That was what you knew the role was.
Yes.
And that's why you did.
Mhm.
Now, you signed the statement,
I did.
and this, I've shown the jury, is a diagram that's been stipulated to. North is up here, south is down here, west and east, just like the prior one, just like the chairs. Your statement is, my name is Leslie Adams. I work as a supervisor at the cotton factory. Last Friday, January 11th, I was outside the factory on the northwest west corner of Juniper and South Streets, waiting for my ride. This was a location that you were familiar with, right?
Yes.
You wait for that same ride, if not daily, quite often.
Yeah.
When you made this statement, it was within a week of when the events happened, right?
That's right.
Now we're more than a year past that.
Mhm.
And so this was a familiar corner to you, this intersection.
Right.
I live on the far south side, and my ride was supposed to be coming from North Juniper. I saw a southbound Ford hit an eastbound VW. The light was green for the southbound Ford.
Right, but it should have been South Street, and I just did not catch that word, and I made a mistake, and I am very regretful of it.
You described the Ford as a southbound Ford, correct?
Right.
You described the Volkswagen as an eastbound
Now,
Volkswagen.
let me say, I don't talk like that. I mean, I do not talk in direction. I was going through that with your investigator with the,
I understand. And then you said, I saw the southbound traffic,
but it was
that
South
the
Street.
green, the light was green.
It was South Street, not southbound.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Because it was dead.
Oh, okay. All right. Do the best we can do. This is Eugene, otherwise known as Sabelli, the Songbird King. So we're gonna try to do him. Call me after 20 minutes, will you? Okay. And this is Marianne Talley. Yeah, hi. All right. Mr. King, it's late in the day, and these jurors are tired. You're tired too. Okay. I'm gonna make it real easy for you, and the jury will really appreciate it, because every single thing I ask you, you can answer with one word, and it'll be yes. So they brought you over here. You certainly can. But they're gonna be clear, simple, and concise. They brought you over here today from the jail in handcuffs and shackles. You've been in the jail since October 30th of 2007. Right? Now we're going to go back to the beginning of the story. On October 30th, 2007, you took a gun to the Cheerio liquor store to commit an armed robbery. You stuck the gun in the clerk's face. You demanded the money. You got the money. And you ran out of the store. You strolled out of the store. And because you were strolling, you got caught red-handed with the gun and the money. And you were charged with armed robbery of the Cheerio liquor store. You were taken by the officer who caught you red-handed down to the police station on Carson Avenue. And while you were at the police station on Carson Avenue, after being caught red-handed robbing the Cheerio liquor store, I understand. Officer Cameron came into the room at the police station and questioned you. Did he not?
Yeah, he did.
All right? You want to have a All right, Mr. King, this is the statement that you gave to Officer Cameron that day. I'm going to read it out loud, and if I say a single, put that in front of you right this minute. I want you to look at that And if I say a single word wrong, I want you to call me out. Look at it. Call me out if I say it wrong. Questions asked by Officer Cameron. What is your name? Samuel King. How old are you? 25. I'm going to ask you some questions about the killing of a police officer on the corner of 30 Main Streets on October 15th of this year.
That's what he said.
Answer, I don't know anything about that. Were you anywhere near that corner on October 15th of this year at about 9 o'clock? Answer, no. I think I was in a movie on the south side with my girlfriend. Do you have any information at all about the killing of a police officer on that night? Answer, I didn't even know a police officer was killed until you told me about it a few minutes ago. You back out this memorized. I see you mouthing with me.
Yeah, I write music and stuff, so I
Good.
memorize.
Good for you. Next question, do you have anything to add? Answer, no, I have told you the absolute truth.
Yeah, that's it.
Question, will you sign this statement after reading it? Answer, yes.
Yeah, that's it.
You read the statement? You signed the statement.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Yeah,
That's
you're
your,
right.
that's your signature on that piece of paper.
Yeah,
And it's witnessed by Officer George Cameron.
Cameron, yeah. Yeah, that's right. You on?
All right. Now, I want to take you to December the 2nd of 2007. No,
No, what was that?
December the 2nd of 2007. You were still in jail.
Oh,
They brought you over from the jail.
yeah.
They brought you in handcuffs.
Right,
They brought you in shackles.
right.
All right? Now, may I approach your honor? Mr. King, I want you to look at what's been marked as Defense Exhibit 2. That is a certified copy of your testimony before the grand jury of this county on that day.
I'm all ears on it.
And Mr. Thompson, the prosecutor over here, called you to testify before the grand jury.
Right.
And there were 18 grand jurors there in the room.
I can't remember the number, I take your word at
All right. And you raised your hand.
it.
Raise your hand.
Yeah. I'll do it now?
Mm-hmm. You raised your hand.
Yeah,
You swore to tell the truth.
that's what I said.
And you had this hand on the Bible. And you said, I swear to tell the truth, the
Yeah,
whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
that's what I said.
With your hand on the good book,
I know about the good book, really.
the Bible.
That's one of the good books.
All right? And there was a court reporter, just like this lady, in the room who was typing everything that was said.
Yeah.
All right? And look at the document that I handed to you. I'm going to read it. And once again, if I read any single thing
As you know,
wrong, you call me out.
I got it.
All right? Transcript of testimony taken before the grand jury of Carson County, December
That's what I'm
term, December 2nd, 2007. Present, Mr. Robert Thompson, Assistant State's Attorney. Witness, Samuel King. Samuel King, having been first duly sworn and examined, testified as follows. Questions by Mr. Thompson. What is your name? Answer, Samuel King.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you realize you are now under oath? Answer, yes, sir.
Yeah.
I call your attention to October 15th, 2007 at around 9 p.m. Where were you at that time? Answer, I spent the entire evening on the south side of Carson City. I think I went to a movie with my girlfriend. Question, were you anywhere near Main and 3rd Streets on that day? Answer, no sir, I was nowhere near that neighborhood anytime that day.
Yeah, I act like I was with one of the girls. Yeah, that's what I told.
All right, next question. Mr. Thompson, do you have any information about the killing of a police officer at Main and 3rd Streets on October 15, 2007, or any other day? Answer, no, I don't know anything about it.
You're right, I didn't tell you about it.
Question, have you heard anything about the killing of a police officer on October 15, 2007, around Main and 3rd Streets? Answer, the first I heard of that was when the policeman told me on the day I was arrested. Question by Mr. Thompson. Is there anything you wish to add? Answer, no. I have told you the honest to God truth.
I'm saying that.
Mr. Thompson, that will be all.
Yeah.
And no further proceedings were taken that day.
Yeah.
Now, let's go to December the 15th.
Alright.
And we want to talk about your trial
Alright.
for the armed robbery of the Cheerio liquor store,
Alright.
where you went in with a gun to rob the store.
Mm-hmm.
You went and stuck the gun in the clerk's face.
It was kind of more like chest kind of short. It was
All right.
right in that-
Right at the clerk.
It was out, yeah.
Demanded the money,
Yeah.
got the money,
Yeah.
strolled out, and were caught red-handed by the police.
Yeah.
And you had a lawyer then for the armed robbery charge, right?
With me at the store.
No, for the armed robbery charge. You had a lawyer.
Yeah.
And
I know some that might have went with me.
they brought you over on December the 15th from the jail
Yeah.
in handcuffs,
Yeah.
in shackles,
Yeah.
where you had been since October 30th of last year.
Something like that, yeah.
And they brought you over because your lawyer said your case, the armed robbery case, is going to be called for trial today.
Yeah.
And you told your lawyer it's time to make a deal.
I knew one or two things I was gonna have to face. I knew I was gonna have to face what me and Bobby did, you know what I'm saying? God, and I ain't facing that then, so yeah, it was time to face it.
You told him, it's time to make a deal.
Yep.
And but you also told your lawyer that you wanted him to go talk to Mr. Thompson, this man right over here, but you also told him, make sure you get the deal in writing, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you made sure it was in writing.
Who don't put any kind of deal in right now?
So,
I mean, unless you're on the street or something.
I want to show you what's been marked as defense exhibit number 3.
Oh, okay.
That is, in fact, the plea agreement that you insisted that it would be in writing, is it not?
Oh, the agreement?
Yes?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I
the
know.
one you insisted to be in writing, correct?
Yeah.
And in fact, you signed this plea agreement, did you not?
Yeah, yeah.
And who else's name is on this plea agreement?
Michael Kennedy, attorney for Samuel King, defendant, King.
All right? And who else's name is on this plea agreement and signature?
Rob,
Read it.
Burt, Thompson, attorney for the state of Nevada.
That's this man right over What?
Yeah, you know.
And you know who did that?
I don't know you.
And the agreement that you insisted be in writing dealt with 3 charges. First-degree murder, armed robbery, and robbery. And the agreement, read it along with me. If I say anything that's wrong, you let me know. It is hereby agreed between Assistant State's Attorney Robert Thompson, representing the state of Nevada, and Samuel King, I'm not from around these parts, and Samuel King, by and through negotiations with his attorney Michael Kennedy, number 1, Samuel King will testify for the state of Nevada against Bobby Robinson in State v. Robinson 07 CRS 1015, in which Mr. Robinson is charged with first-degree murder of John Doe on October 15, 2007, at or about 9 p.m. on the corner of 3rd and Main Streets in Carson City, Nevada. 2, in return for Mr. King's testimony for the state and against Mr. Robinson, in the case described in the first paragraph of this agreement, the state of Nevada agrees. First, Samuel King will not be prosecuted for any crime related to the death of John Doe. Second, Samuel King will be allowed to plead guilty to the lesser offense of robbery in the case in which he is charged with armed robbery of the liquor store. And 3, the state of Nevada will not recommend a sentence of prison in the plea of robbery to the Cheerio liquor store. And that was signed by all 3 of the parties and dated the 15th day of December. Now, truth of the matter is, you've known Bobby Robinson a while, haven't you?
Truth of the matter is, I've known him for a while, and we done did a lot of church together. It's about the last of it.
What happened was a while back, you were caught driving a stolen car.
Yeah, we got caught.
And Bobby Robinson was a passenger in the car with you when you got caught.
He was riding the passenger seat.
Mm-hmm. And you were both arrested for stealing the car.
Yeah.
But he told the officers that he didn't know it was stolen. And you were the one that was convicted of stealing the car. And you were the one that got caught on that. And nothing happened to him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what other stuff he might have been going through personally, but as far as the law, I had to deal with this school.
You sure had to deal with that one, didn't you? And now you're dealing with what else you got. So,
Music on all of it.
Mr. Kennedy, pursuant to your deed, your plea agreement, you will not be prosecuted for first-degree
As
murder,
long as I come to tell the truth.
for which the maximum sentence is the death penalty, and the minimum is life in prison without parole.
Yeah,
Correct?
yeah.
And you will not be prosecuted for armed robbery,
I never say will not.
for which the that's what your plea agreement says, isn't it?
Hey,
Read it, read it.
I know what it says.
It says that.
I know what it says. Y'all could club me over the head when I walk out of here. Y'all.
It says you will not be prosecuted for armed robbery, so you will not get 20 years in prison.
I know what it says.
And it says you will not get the minimum 5 years in prison that's required under the law of Nevada for a conviction of armed robbery.
According to the agreement, yep.
That's right. And according to the agreement, You'll be allowed, as long as you came in here and testified for them today,
Testify the truth, you can testify whatever.
you'll be allowed to plead to robbery, common law robbery,
Yeah.
and the maximum for that is 5 years in prison, but that's not what you're going to get. The minimum is nothing. And the state, through Mr. Robinson over here, says that they're not going to ask for a prison sentence for you, so you're going to get no time in prison at all.
They wanted the truth, they get the truth, that's what they say, I guess, so I'm telling you what we did.
Oh, gosh. Mr. Robinson forgot to give you this before you got up there. You want to tell the jury what it is?
Which side of it?
The one with the red on it.
Oh. He passed this to me?
Yeah, he did.
He said, get out of jail free.
Thank you.